We may have just won in a pretty big way, as the president was out earlier today suggesting $2,000 plus stimulus checks for everyone. Well, I was out in a live stream earlier this morning and I brought you the news literally as it came across the wire. I was bringing it to your attention in a separate live stream. But as a result of that live stream, I've had a lot of questions rolling in on that one, as well as just across the channel in general. I want to come back with you in this live stream, talk about some of the other details as far as what we know about this, and also answer a bunch of those questions that I've seen popping up down below in the comment section on that live stream from this morning, as well as just other videos here across the channel. Many of you reaching out asking for further details on that. And again, I did go back into the chat box on the live stream from this morning, and I saw what people were saying during that live stream, obviously when I was hosting it, right? So a lot of the same questions coming in, and I want to answer a lot of those for you here in this live stream right here, okay? First off, what a wild day. Seriously, have you been paying attention to what's going on here? I've had, this is the third live stream of the day already, and we're not even that far in at this point, right? And I had another video out this morning talking about some of the major impacts of food stamps. I mean, what a weird situation we're living through right now. Okay, anyway, let's talk about the post out of the president earlier today and what he said, okay? So I actually have it here on my phone. Before we get into this any further, let me read to you or tell you exactly what the president said, and then we're gonna dig into this. We're gonna dissect this a little bit further, and I also wanna answer those burning questions that a lot of you here in the community have, and I also wanna respond to some of the comments that I've seen out there. Yeah, a lot of mixed opinions and different information coming across. I really wanna set the record straight on this whole thing, because there's a lot of people out there with some very honestly just like interesting perspectives on this, and I just want to really talk about that here in this live stream. Okay, before we get into it any further, let me read to you exactly what the president said today, just earlier this morning. And again, I was out like, I don't know, 4 hours ago in a live stream. I hosted that. Feel free to watch that live stream from this morning. That was right as this information was coming across the wire. Now here I'm back a few hours later, talking about the details in greater detail for you. Okay, let me tell you exactly what the president said, then we'll dig into this a whole lot further. Okay, so here is what the president said. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be, will be paid to everyone. Let me say that again. Let me say that one more time. I have it right here on my phone. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person will be, sorry, let me start over again. Sorry about this. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. Okay, that's what the president said in his Truth Social post from this morning. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. So a couple key things that I want to point out. First thing he said, at least $2,000, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. Okay, multiple key words in there that I want to point out. At least $2,000, not high-income people, will be paid, and then everyone. Okay, those are the keywords that I want to focus on. Okay, so that's what the president said. And again, I highlighted that this morning in the live stream, but here I am again talking about these details. Okay, now first off, I saw a number of comments earlier this morning in the live stream, in the chat box when it was live, as well as in the comment section, people reaching out saying, they can't do that. They cannot get this money and they can't send it out. My response to that is, yes, they absolutely 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, they can take this money and they can do whatever they want with it. So yes, they actually can. This is money coming in through the tariff revenues. That's where he wants to fund this $2,000 payment. He wants to take the money coming into the country through tariff revenues and pay some of that money back to us in the form of a $2,000 dividend. Now, let's focus on dividend for just a second. Actually, before I do it, let me reiterate one more time. It's money coming in through the tariffs. I saw a bunch of people reaching out saying they can't do that. And I say, yeah, they can. They can do whatever they want with it, okay? Yes, 100% they can do stimulus, dividend, rebates, distributions, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely 100% they can do that. Yes. Okay, that's number one. Next, I saw a couple people reaching out saying, oh, it's a dividend. This is only for people that file a tax return or that are working. No, it's not. Has nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with working or having an income, nothing like that whatsoever. A dividend doesn't have anything to do with that. Dividend is literally just another word for distribution, profit share, a rebate, a distribution, whatever you want to call it, a stimulus. It's literally just a different word for literally the exact same thing. It's literally a stimulus check. He's calling it a dividend because it sounds better. It just sounds more cool, right? I mean, literally it's the same thing. He could have called it whatever he wanted. He could have called it a Trump check. I mean, seriously, he could have called it some Trump change. I mean, seriously, come on. Who wants a Trump change check, right? I mean, seriously, right? He can call it anything he wants. It does not matter. The name has nothing to do with it. You know, here's the thing. If you were to get a deposit into your account and it said dividend payment on it, would you be like, I don't want this. It says dividend payment on this check. I don't want this. I think you'd say, thank you. I'll take that $2,000. Don't mind if I do, right? I don't think you're going to push it back because the name says dividend payment or whatever the name is. Who cares about the name? Name does not matter whatsoever, okay? Wanted to clarify that. Now, I've also had other people reaching out saying, and again, I get this question all the time, which is, I'm on Social Security, I'm on SSDI, I'm on SSI, I don't have any income. I'm, retired, I'm a senior, I have disabilities, I'm on VA, whatever. Fill in the blank with whatever type of benefit you want. Can I get it as well? Okay, let's just say this much. As he said right there that I just told you what he said a minute ago, will be paid to everyone, not high-income people. He didn't say a word about anything having to do with receiving fixed income, working, filing a tax return. He did not say anything along those lines whatsoever with his post this morning. He made it very clear at least $2,000 will be paid, everyone, not high-income people. That's it. I mean, those are basically the key words that he, in his post that he said that I really want to focus on, okay? Now, here's the thing. Over the last several years, when stimulus checks were distributed in 2020, 2021, did you file a tax return for those? No, you absolutely did not need to, right? Why? Because they already had the information for virtually everybody. But then you might be thinking, but wait, what about somebody living on Social Security and doesn't file a tax return and hasn't filed in 10, 15, 20 years or whatever? How do they know my information? Social Security has it. Social Security has all the information about you. They have your name, your address, your Social Security number, your banking information, your direct deposit information. It's all they need, right? They know what your income is. Because if you're living strictly off of Social Security and you're getting, say, $1,200 a month, $14,400 a year, or $1,000 a month, or whatever it happens to be, they know what your income is. Well, what is it? It's significantly below the threshold. That's all that matters. It does not matter whether you have 1 penny of income, $0 of income, or $50,000 of income. It does not matter. It doesn't matter where the money comes from either. Income is income. Income could come from working 9 to 5. It could come from walking dogs and mowing lawns. It could come from selling junk on eBay. It could be whatever. It literally does not matter, right? Income is income, money coming into you. It could be from strictly living off of Social Security. It does not matter whatsoever. Whatever money would be reported to the IRS in the event that you file a tax return is what would be here, okay? Now, obviously, you might be thinking, but I'm working under the table for cash. Do they know about it? No, then, how would they use that, right? If it's not reported, how are they going to use that? But by the way, I would not recommend doing that. Not a smart move. I'm just saying. But that's a totally different topic for another video. We don't have to talk about that here. I'm just saying, do what you got to do for yourself. I'm not here to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to endorse that at all. I'm just saying, be careful, okay? Especially if you're on fixed income benefits. You know the consequences behind that. We've talked about that many times before. Not good whatsoever. Okay, but anyway, I've had a bunch of people just reaching in very, very concerned, like, I'm going to be left out. They're not going to include me. I wouldn't say that whatsoever. He did not say a single word about needing to work, about filing a tax return, nothing. He literally indicated tariff revenues, right? So in his post, he talked about tariffs. I'm just pulling out the part of his post here where he talked about the rebate or the distribution, the dividend. But it's literally just money coming to us in the form of basically a tariff profit share. Dividend is what he's calling it. Literally the same thing. It's a profit share. He's choosing the word dividend to use. Doesn't matter. Same thing, right? Just a profit share, money coming to us, rebate, distribution, stimulus, whatever it happens to be, okay? Okay, so that's that. Now, what else can we talk about this? Drop some of your comments down below. Let me know what else we have for me. But again, I really just wanted to come back and spend some time with you really quickly here in this live stream and just talk about some of the questions that I've been receiving on this, which is a lot of the same questions that I get every single time anything comes up like this, that the president drops a hint about, oh, we're going to send out stimulus, rebates, distributions, whatever it happens to be. Okay. He can say essentially whatever he wants about this. Now, I'm going to say this. If he continues to throw this out there and he does not act on this and nothing ever comes of it, I'm going to say this much, not a smart move whatsoever. For him to sit here and keep saying this, that's great. That's awesome. A lot of people are getting very excited about it. But if they do not follow through with this, I'm going to say that's a really, really unintelligent move on his part if they do not fulfill this. And again, I'm not here to take any political sides whatsoever. That's not my style. That's not what I make videos about. But I'm just saying, from a standpoint, considering the midterm elections are less than a year away from right now, if they do not act on this, considering this is now the 4th time he has endorsed the distribution of money to us in the form of a rebate, a dividend, distribution, whatever you want to call it. This is now the 4th time he has done this. If they don't do anything on this, I'm going to say bad move, guys. You blew it. You really should have done something here because you baited us for all this time. And then if they don't do anything, I'm going to be like, that was not a good move on their part. With that being said, this is now the 4th time the president has endorsed the distribution of money to us, literally since January when he was inaugurated. Okay, let me tell you the instances. Way back in February, the $5,000 Doge dividend. Obviously, that never happened, and we knew that for a very long time. Shortly after that was announced, I came back and I was like, hey, don't get your hopes up on this. $5,000 is not going to happen, and if it does, it's going to be a very long time until it does. Again, I'm going to say it again really quickly. The $5,000 Doge dividend is not going to happen. So I think all of us in this community know that because I've mentioned it so many times over the last several months. But that one, it was interesting at the time he endorsed it, $5,000 Doge dividend. That was back in February. Next, in early August, a $6,000, let me say that again, $600 rebate, $600 rebate. This one was formally introduced in the Senate, by the way, by Josh Hawley as the American Worker Rebate Act of 2025. I talked about that again back in August. We talked about that a bit, but that one was formally introduced. $600 rebate distribution, again, from tariff revenues. That was in August, okay? Now, about a month ago, in early October, I think it was on October 2nd, maybe. I could be off on a day on that. I had videos about it. In fact, just a couple days ago, literally like 4 days ago, I had a video out where I featured the clip of the president speaking in that interview again from a month ago. Oh, but why did I feature it from a month ago? Because I had so many comments rolling in saying, where is the president saying this? Can we hear this for ourselves? I've been getting so many comments on that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make you another video. So I did. Like 4 days ago, I made you another video. I featured that clip from the president speaking from like a month ago back in early October. And I said, here, look, here's the president speaking. And I made it very clear in that video. I said, this was from about a month ago. The president here he is speaking. Some of you wanted to hear this and hear for yourself what the president said. That's what that's from. Okay, that was like 4 days ago. I highlighted that clip from him. And in that interview, he indicated the distribution of either $1,000 to $2,000 in the form of a distribution to the people of America. We've talked about that one extensively. Okay, so that was a little more than a month ago in early October. Now here we are practically the middle of November as I host this live stream right now. I mean, it's not quite the middle, but I mean, a couple more days here, and it's going to be the middle of November already. It's nuts. Can you believe this? But anyway, today, right away this morning now, as I indicated in that live stream from this morning, I said, check this out. President just endorsed again for the 4th time, at least a $2,000 distribution. Here's what's super interesting about this. Doge dividend aside, the $5,000 from earlier in the year, Doge dividend aside, every time he opens his mouth, the dollar amount gets bigger. Have you noticed this? I mean, seriously, again, Doge dividend aside, let's not think about that one, but think of this. August, he talked about $600. October, $1,000 to $2,000. Today, at least $2,000. Come on, Trump, keep talking. What's it going to be next? $2,500? Is it going to be $3,000 next? I mean, seriously, come on, keep talking. Seriously, every time he talks, the amount continues to get bigger and bigger. So I feel like, come on, keep mentioning this for us, right? And again, who knows what they're going to do? I don't know. Nobody knows, okay? Nobody really knows what's going to happen here, but they absolutely 100% have the money coming in for this. I'm going to be fair with you. I don't think they have enough money coming in based on the numbers that we ran this morning in the live stream. I don't think they have quite enough money coming in on this, but they could pull it off if they just so wanted to do so. And this is kind of where we're at, which, by the way, in case you wanted to know, I ran the math in the live stream this morning to figure out, hey, like, what would this even cost for this whole thing? Okay, let's run the math because I remember them, the numbers that I ran this morning in that live stream for you. Let's just talk through the numbers really quickly here. Okay, so right now there's about 334 million people in this country, okay? So that's the population of the United States. Now, we don't know what they would do for dependents. We don't know. Would dependents get $2,000? Would they get 600? Would they get 0? We don't know. Is it just for adults? We don't know. He didn't indicate that, okay? But let's just assume everybody is qualified, essentially, with the 334 million people. Okay, 334 million people, and let's anticipate 85% of the population is qualified or eligible, just like back in, 2021, when 85% of the population got the $1,400 check, okay? Let's just use these same numbers. So 85% of 334 million people in this country is 284 million people. 284 million people would be eligible for this. 284 million multiplied by $2,000 a piece is $568 billion, $500 billion. Okay, let's think logically for a second. Let's put our thinking caps on for a minute. Does this logically make sense? Well, let me tell you more numbers around the tariffs. Right now, they're bringing in $1 billion a day from the tariffs. $1 billion a day. That's nuts. That's pretty cool. But think of it this way. If they want to send out $568 billion in the form of a $2,000 dividend to us, and they're bringing in $1 billion a day from tariffs, this means they need 568 days of $1 billion a day just to give it to us. Can we logically think that they're going to take 568 days of tariff revenues, $1 billion a day, and give that to us in the form of a dividend? I'll be 100% fair with you. I don't know about that. I don't know about that whatsoever, okay? I can't imagine for nearly 2 years that they're going to collect $1 billion a day in tariffs and then take all that time just to give it back to us in one payment. I don't know about that. Okay, I'm just being fair with you. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean that all, game over, we're not getting any money? I definitely would not say that. But here's what I would suggest that they're probably going to do about this. Maybe they're going to look at this rather than on a year-by-year basis. They're going to look at it maybe on a 10-year basis. Over the next decade, the tariffs are slated to bring in about $3 trillion. Okay, if we assume that this is over the next 10 years, this $3 trillion of tariff revenues, could we maybe slice off a $568 billion check out of $3 trillion? 100%. Absolutely, they could do that. Without a shadow of a doubt, they can 100% slice off 1/6 of the amount of money and give it back to us in the form of a dividend. Does this mean we need to wait 10 years to get it? No, not at all. Not at all, right? Okay, so what they could do about this is a couple different things. Number one, they could reduce the dollar amount from maybe $2,000 to maybe $1,000. Again, I don't know what they're going to do. All I'm saying is just I'm giving all the numbers here to talk through this in greater detail so we can understand where we're currently at. Okay, let's just say that they reduce it from $2,000 to $1,000. Now the price tag goes from $568 billion now to $284 billion, literally in half. Okay, they could literally do that in 1 year. That's less than a full year's worth of tariff revenues. They could swing that in a full year. They could do that in 10 months. They could do that in 10 months. Literally, they could have all the money to send it out in 10 months. It's $1,000. Okay, that's one scenario. Next, they could make the eligibility for this less. Rather than going to 85% of the population, maybe they send this out to maybe, I don't know, 75%, 70%, 60%, 50%, something like that. If that were the case, obviously that would shave the total down significantly as well. For example, let's run some super simple math here for a second. Let's just say that they send it out to 50% of the population, $2,000. Price tag, $284 billion. That's it. It's going to cost the same amount to send half the population, 50% of the population, a $2,000 check as it would cost to send, a huge percentage of the population, almost, 85% of the population, to send a $1,000 check. So there you go. Take your pick. Do you want the lowest 50% of the population of income to get $2,000 or 85% of the population to get $1,000? I think what we would choose, it's not that hard to figure out, right? You send out 50% of the population $2,000 because those people that actually need it, not the higher income people. Does that make sense, right? So there's a ton of different ways that they could slice this and how they could figure this whole thing out. But if we just look at the numbers, it's going to cost, again, assuming 85% of the population, about $568 billion. And then from there, they would obviously need to kind of work out the numbers on this a little bit further. This is just what we know as of now. I'm just running the math on this. We can see this logically and kind of figure it out, like, you know, what would this actually take? How much would it actually cost? What is the logical approach going forward with this? And as you've heard me talk about many times before in other videos, recently, I've been pointing out multiple different catalysts that are out there right now that may predicate the distribution of additional money to us in the form of a dividend, rebate, distribution, stimulus, whatever you want to call it. There's multiple different catalysts that are out there right now. Okay. Remember, a lot of it is economically based, but also along with that is the midterm elections that come up next year. And again, I'm not making a political video here. I'm just saying they all do this. Do you think they want to bait the hook a little bit before the midterm election? You better bet that they want to do that, right? So we've got multiple different catalysts coming up literally in the next, call it 11 months or so, like a lot of them. If we see a crash and burn in the economy in the next few months here, which we could easily see happen, there's a lot of things that are really not looking good under the hood right now with all the economic data that's coming out and the major bankruptcies and the private credit situation that's playing out. If we see any of this implode, it's going to take the whole economy down. If we see the economy go down in a ball of flames, guess what? That's when money's approved, and that's when money is distributed in the form of stimulus. Seriously, okay? So there's just a lot of things that are happening right now, and I've seen a lot of comments rolling in from those of you in this community based on that live stream I had out earlier this morning, talking through the details about this, asking questions, all kinds of things. Remember this much as well. One more thing I just want to point out for you, which is this. A lot of people here in this community, very, very, very concerned you're going to be left behind on this. There's not a single word said about this saying that you wouldn't be eligible. It's always income-based, always, every single time, income-based. What I mean by that is just give me a yes or no. That's it. Is your income below 75 grand? Yes or no? Oh, but I get Social Security. That's not what I asked. Is your income below 75 grand? Yes or no? Yes, for like everybody, like literally practically every single person, the answer is yes. Would you then be eligible? Yes, right? That's all it comes down to is your income below the threshold that they put in place? If the answer is yes, winner, winner, you get yourself a check, right? That's all it comes down to, okay? Anyway, I just want to come back on this really quickly, spend more time with you here in this live stream, explain some of the details, what we know as of right now. Obviously, there's a whole lot more we need to learn about this. This is just the president posting on social media, you know, a dividend, at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone, is his remark from earlier today, okay? Anyway, I have it here pulled up on my phone still. If you're just coming on here, right now, I can do a quick little recap. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap this up soon. Okay. Earlier this morning, about 4 hours ago, give or take, it's probably a little more than 4 hours ago now. Early this morning, bright and early, President made a post on social media indicating a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. Okay, that's what he said on social media, on Truth Social this morning. So he said that. I was in a live stream right after it came across the wire, okay? And then on that live stream, in the chat box, as well as in the on the comment section of that video, I've been getting all kinds of comments. I wanted to come back here for you in this live stream, talk through the details about it, and just answer some of those questions for you, and just explain what we know as of right now. Obviously, there's a whole lot more detail that we need to unpack around this whole thing that we don't know as of right now, because literally the president just said it this morning. But this is very much a real thing. And again, I also want to point out, if you're just joining right now, I said this a little while ago, this is now the fourth instance in which he has endorsed the distribution of money to us in the form of a dividend, distribution, rebate, stimulus, whatever you want to call it. This is now the fourth instance that he has mentioned this just since January, the fourth time now. So do you think that he wants to maybe do this it would certainly seem that way. Here we go. Oopsie, hang on. Yeah, okay. So a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high income people, will be paid to everyone. I'm just looking at it right here again on my phone. That is exactly what he said this morning in that posting. Okay. Anyway, money would come from tariff revenues to follow up to some of the comments that I received on that live stream from earlier. And the people have been reaching out saying is, oh no, they can't do this. They don't have the money. They can't just get money and do this. And my rebuttal and my response to that is yes, absolutely 100% they can. They can 100% do this. Yes, they can. It's money coming in from the tariffs. They can do anything they want with it because that's just what the money, I mean, that's just what they can do with it, right? So anyway, I know that there's been some remarks coming out saying like, well, if they can do this, then what about the SNAP program? That's a whole nother can of worms, right? I mean, that's a whole nother mess in and of itself that they continue to go back and forth on, arguing about. Yeah, I've been talking about that one as well. So I can certainly bring you more updates on that, which by the way, I had a live stream out a little while ago where we talked about the details of the latest SNAP benefit drama that's playing out right now. Not looking good there. Check out that live stream from like, I don't know, an hour and a half ago. Check that one out. Very interesting details there as well. Okay. All right. So anyway, I hope that helps you. Again, as always, drop your comments down below. As we get more information on this, I promise you, I will continue to bring it to your attention immediately as this comes across the wire. I wanted to come back here in this live stream, spend a bunch of time, and just talk through the details about this in greater detail as far as what we know as of now. Obviously, all is subject to change. Who knows? Maybe some lawmaker like Josh Hawley or something, maybe they'll write this up in a formal proposal and introduce this week or something. I don't know. I'm just saying this is just what we know as of now. There's going to be a lot of changes going forward. There's going to be a lot more information coming across the wire on this. We've got the whole SNAP/food stamp situation playing out right now. We've got this whole new announcement out of the president talking about how great tariffs are and the greatest country in the world, and we're so respected and we're so strong and stuff like this. You know, that's just what he's saying. And then obviously the whole distribution of the $2,000, stuff like that. So keep your comments rolling in. Again, subscribe if you have not done so yet. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. I will continue to keep you updated as we get more information on this. This is what we know. Still, you know, relatively new here from a few hours ago. Stay tuned. Again, please subscribe. I'm here for you to help advocate all of this information for you. Break it all down, whatever I can, help you navigate this. I know that it's confusing. Again, please subscribe, share this live stream, check out the other videos here on the channel, and I'll keep you posted. Otherwise, please have a nice day. I will catch you again a little bit later in another live stream or video. There's gonna be a whole lot more coming across today. It's a very weird, busy day so far. All right, anyway, thanks everybody for watching this. Really appreciate all of you. Have a nice afternoon. I think Corey's here.
Yes, I am.
Okay.